Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Answers on a Podcast Please, the podcast where we get to know more about the Wesley congregation. My name is Ben, and each week I'll be joined by two guests to share stories and memories and have a little bit of fun. This week, my guests are Penny Parkinson and Beth Wilson, who, alongside their fellowship at Wesley, have both had careers as school teachers, but more on that later. Hello Beth, hello Penny, it's lovely to see you both.
Hello, Ben.
Hey.
Now, despite being members of Wesley for many years, neither of you actually hail from Reading or even the south of England. So Beth, tell us a little bit about where you grew up and how you ended up being all the way down here.
So I grew up in Mirfield in West Yorkshire. I went to university in York, and then I moved down to Reading when my partner Simon got a job down here. So we moved.
How long ago was that?
6 years,
6 years.
maybe 7. Yeah.
And have you been at Wesley ever since?
Yeah, joined pretty much as soon as we moved down.
Lovely, and you've been here all the way through, which is brilliant. And Penny, how does your story compare to that?
I come from Newcastle upon Tyne. I went to college in Homerton in Cambridge, and then decided that I wanted to teach down in the south. I might tell you that I'd never intended being a teacher, but that was the first thing. But I failed to get into medical school, despite the family being quite medical. But my physics wasn't very good. So I went to we went from Homerton. I got a job, funnily enough, in Crowthorne, Berkshire. And in those days, you sort of shared bungalows and flats and all sorts of things with people. In Crowthorne, although I still had a boyfriend in Cambridge, so what we did was every other weekend, he came down to me. Then he moved to be a warden in Manchester, so we did all of that for quite some time. Then I decided this wasn't for me, and I thought, I better do something, and I applied to the British Council. And I went to work in Peru.
Wow.
First of all, I taught biology in a Peruvian private school, but was head of science. And then after, I think, 3 years, in which time I'd travelled most of South America, I then went to work for the Ministry of Overseas Development. And I worked in a sort of mission, a technical mission, training teachers in Peru. So I was there 6 years. Then I came back to this neck of the woods, really. I taught in Wokingham at the Holt, and I've taught, where else have I taught? I've taught in Marlow.
Yeah.
It was quite a long time. Then I taught in a private school in Surrey, and then a private school in Ascot. And then I finally ended up in a lovely little, not A-level anymore, a private school in Hurst called Dolphin.
Oh, yeah.
And I enjoyed that because before I retired from there, I'd got very friendly with the person who owned it and a lot of the staff. We had a good time. And of course, we did Dolphins based on trips, and trips to places in England, places in France, and then a big Italy trip, a Northumbria trip and an Italy trip. So I was always on the Italy trip and the Northumbria trip. And that was fantastic. And I ended up teaching classics.
Right, a bit different to science.
Yeah, marvellous.
Yeah, brilliant. And when did you come to Wesley, Penny?
I came to Wesley via St. Luke's. Yes, I was in a boarding school for a while, and sang in the choir there on a Sunday. So I wasn't at church regularly, but went to St. Luke's. And one day I was passing the church hall and there was a jumble sale on or something. And Gwen Burke came out, enticed me in, and I've not looked back because everybody was so friendly.
Oh, that's great to hear. We owe Gwen a lot, obviously, for bringing you in.
Yes, I thank Gwen a lot for it.
Yeah, always nice to hear that the sort of the community is what brings people to Wesley. And you both know each other. Beth, you know Penny very well from Wednesday Bible study with at the Styles' house. Is that, well, not at the Styles' house at the moment, but that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, Yeah, I know Penny from Wednesday's Bible study. Yeah.
And have you done any of the other session other ones? There's the Thursday one, isn't there?
Yeah, I used to go to the Thursday one. Yeah, quite regularly. But yeah, it clashes with my other commitments, unfortunately. So
yeah, of course. Penny, you're kept busy with things at Wesley, aren't you? You're always involved in lots of things.
Yes, I was just going to say, because the other thing Beth and I have been together with is she's helped me out on the rota for the keeping Wesley safe in COVID. You know, when we had services in church, Beth was one of my stewards for that, to which I was very grateful. Brilliant. It wasn't very arduous, really, was it, Beth? Really?
No, it was quite stressful.
It was more arduous. Yes.
Great. Beth, Penny has elaborated on her teaching career. You're still teaching now. How does yours compare? You're in primary schools, aren't you?
I am. It's nowhere near as adventurous, unfortunately. I teach in Slough. Still my first teaching job. So I moved down, got a job in Slough, and I've been at the same school ever since. I used to be in reception and now teach year one. And I'm now the year one leader and the school science coordinator. So
lovely.
Yeah.
Science connections all over the place here.
Yeah, I don't know anything about science though, so I'm not quite sure.
Well, Beth, you can always ask me. You know, anything you want to know, and I might have worksheets and things. Just let me know.
Indeed, I was gonna say I'm sure you've either have compared notes or there's great potential to share notes with Penny's experience and in teaching. And Beth, how have you found teaching in COVID? You've obviously had to mix things up a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's definitely the right word. It's really strange. Yeah, because we've been in school most of the time for this last lockdown and teaching remotely as well. And I think we've been through about 4 different remote learning policies. So each time you've got to figure out what it is you've got to do. And teaching 5-year-olds on Teams is definitely an experience. Yeah, they do not know how to use the mute button.
No.
And all they want to do is show you their pets. So that's my life.
I can imagine. My mum is teaching violin all day, every day online, using Google Meet, and she's often getting pets are arriving on the screen, and so and so's baby brother appears and waves and all sorts of things. So you've got to sort of go with the great. And what is it, Beth, that drew you to teaching, or that keeps you teaching now?
I don't know really. I used to be a brownie leader. Like I did all of brownies and guides and rainbows, and then I became a leader, and that was quite good. My mum works in a school, so I spent most of my summers and things in there with her. And then every day when we had an inset, I had to go in and help in a classroom or something like that. So yeah, I always quite enjoyed it, and I just kind of quite straightforward, easy enough.
Yeah. Penny, what was your attraction to teaching? Obviously you said it wasn't your original plan, but...
No, it wasn't. I had in the 6th form I applied for medical school. And at a parents meeting, my chemistry teacher, with whom I was quite friendly with her and her husband, she sort of gently said to my mother she'll have to have a second string to her bow. She knew what was going to happen, I think, and so she suggested that I apply to training college. And so I got an interview at Homerton, and I travelled with another girl from the same school, and her boyfriend was at Magdalen at the time. Well, we had a weekend of experiencing life in Cambridge. And so I wasn't brokenhearted when my physics result was so bad that no medical school would teach me. And I was more than happy to go and do two double, only on a secondary wing course it was called then, and it was science the whole way through.
Excellent. I can, having spent a year studying in Cambridge, I can completely empathise with that feeling about doing the Cambridge thing for a year. It's jolly good fun, I have to say. Penny, you've touched on your love of travel, which clearly comes from various job and work experiences that you've had. I know that pre-COVID, travel is still a great passion of yours, and we've often shared discussions about experiences in Italy because we've both spent a lot of time there.
Love it.
Is that something you were always keen on before work took you to places X, Y, Z?
Well, it's very interesting. My mother first took me on a holiday abroad when I was 10. And if you do the calculations, that's a long time ago now, 65 years. And we went by train to Austria. And we went to a little village in the Alps called, near Innsbruck, called Oberau, not Oberammergau. And that was the first. And we always then, from then on, went on a holiday abroad every year. So she instilled in me the travel.
Yeah, fantastic.
Never look back.
No, excellent. And Beth, is travel something that you're that you're particularly keen on, or have had the chance to do a lot of?
We've not done loads of travelling. I studied abroad in Japan for 6 months.
Oh wow,
Marvelous.
wow.
Yeah, that's like
Say that.
I'd say that's traveling. I'd say that's traveling. Yeah.
Where? Which part of Japan?
Osaka.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I had a holiday with friends in Kyoto, which isn't that far away, is it?
No, we went there on the train.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
They're an experience as well.
Mm.
And Beth, when you're not teaching, I'm sure certainly at the moment you're looking for lots of downtime from the stress of teams with 5-year-olds. What are your passions away from teaching? What do you like to get up to?
So I play netball.
Yeah.
Which I at the moment, obviously, unfortunately. But me and the team do lots of meetups and things anyway. Then I like dressmaking, which is quite relaxing, and baking. So
Good.
Yeah.
Both of those, I'm sure, perfect lockdown things, because you can do them on your own. You don't have to go anywhere.
yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. Penny, you've done a lot of singing over the years, haven't you?
Yes. South Chiltern Choral Society under Gwen Arch. Do you remember him?
I do. I remember Gwyn. He gave me a solo at the age of about 6 in Hexagon in Reading. Yeah.
Yes, and isn't it amazing that his son is on he's the band leader on Strictly Come Dancing. And I remember him as a little boy with his brother sitting in the front row. Yeah.
Yeah, great. We discovered that in lockdown as well, that he was that Dave Arch was Gwyn Arch's son.
Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, I think we've got time to do some quick-fire questions. In fact, maybe some extended quick-fire question answers if you feel that's appropriate. So, Penny, let's start with you, shall we? TV or book?
Can I say both?
You can.
I read avidly. I read sensible books, and I read a lot of rubbish in bed at night on a Kindle. But you know,
Right.
Lord Melbourne is also by my bed at night, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I watch television. Somebody like I watch the 2 medical dramas. That's the soap. I watch at the moment Mary Beard.
Yeah.
She's a fascinating woman. She lives just a few doors up from where my goddaughter has a house. I watch. Oh, there's one evening in the week when it's all sort of quizzes, isn't it? Mastermind, Only Connect, University Challenge. Oh, there's some incredibly broad spectrum young men on that, mostly young men. But I'm always happy to read as well or listen to music.
Yeah, great. Card game or board game?
If forced, bored.
Okay.
I'm not competitive. I can't be bothered.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Which famous person, dead or alive, would you invite to a dinner party, and why?
Well, he's still alive. Thomas Allen.
Ah, the singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
My neck of the woods. I have had dinner with him once.
Oh,
I find him. I love to hear him sing, and also I think he's a very nice chap.
yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, this is Sir Thomas Allen, who's a bass baritone in classical singer, and he has the most fruity, gorgeously rich, deep voice. You could definitely just while away the hours listening to his recording. So I definitely recommend you do that. Okay, Penny, carrying on. Who's your favourite Bible figure and why?
Oh, Bible figure. Well, you've stumped me there.
I didn't think I could.
Yes, you have. Well, I don't. Can you call? I mean, St. Luke. I love St. Luke's Gospel. Right. Yeah. If you turned me to any of the Gospels, it would be Luke. I'll pass on the rest of that. I don't know.
That's all right. St. Luke is a fabulous answer. And why Luke's Gospel?
I just find it very readable. I mean, this Lent, I'm going through Lent with Luke. I've also, Tom Wright wrote about Advent through Luke as well. But then if you said to me, what's your favorite Bible passage? It's the first words of John. Leave me chilled. In the beginning was the Word.
Yeah. Those
first two verses, I think, say it all.
Fantastic.
So I'm sorry, I've sort of sidestepped you there.
That's all right. That's all right. And last one, what's your favorite hymn?
See What a Morning.
Yeah.
And I cry every year we sing it, and I always give David Shaw the look, and if it's not on Easter Sunday, I am finished. And you see, and I think each verse is wonderful, and the last verse is very telling, and I want it at my funeral.
Okay.
So get prepared, Brenda.
Well, we've already recorded that one, so that'll definitely be an Easter Sunday this year.
Bless you. Bless you.
We did that last year, so we'll make sure that's in. Okay, Ben, your turn.
Okay.
Theatre or cinema?
Oh, I don't really go to either that much, but probably theatre. Yeah, I quite enjoy going to a show and getting quite into it. You get quite excited, don't you? So theatre.
Yeah, and I think it's something about the live element rather than the sort of watching something just on a
screen.
Yeah.
I love a musical. So.
Oh, me too. Yeah, it can't go wrong.
Exactly.
Can't wait them to be back, that's for sure. Cats or dogs?
Oh, I'm scared of dogs and I'm allergic to cats.
Oh,
so.
that's not very... I apologise for that.
Oh, I quite like dogs. I just find them terrifying. So I really...
What's your favourite way to have eggs for breakfast?
Boiled?
Just a simple boiled with some soldiers.
Yeah.
If eggs not for breakfast, what would be your favourite ideal perfect breakfast?
Oh, I'm quite a child. I quite like Cocoa Pops. It sounds bad.
No, that's fine.
Tears you right up.
Yeah, it does indeed, and the chocolate milk at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Bible verse and why?
Oh, I don't know. The Corinthians one about love.
Yeah.
That one's a good one.
Yeah, fantastic. Would Corinthians be your favourite book of the Bible then?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, go on. I'll have Corinthians.
Great. And what's your favourite hymn?
Oh, I quite like. There's that one. As the deer.
As the deer pants for the water.
Yeah. That's the one. I like that.
Yeah.
And I used to like when I was little. I don't think it's in the book anymore. When I was little at school, we used to sing "When a Knight Won His Spurs."
Yeah, I was saying actually on the podcast that we've recorded but not yet released. You will have heard it by the time this one comes out. That "When a Knight Won His Spurs" was my school song, so I know that one. Know that one very well.
That was a good one.
I don't think it's in Singing the Faith, but
it's not. No, it was out a couple of books back, wasn't it? But
yeah,
it was that one.
Probably in the Methodist hymn book somewhere. Excellent. Well, we'll see if we can bring that one out. That's certainly one that, in fact, As the Deer Pants for the Water is in the hymn book, and that's lovely. I always like "You Alone Are the Real Joy Giver" and "The Apple of My Eye." It's a nice, poetic line, that one. Excellent. Well, thank you both. Thank you to Penny and Beth for joining me today and letting us get to know them a bit more about their lives. And thank you to you at home for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember to like this podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel to ensure you don't miss any future episodes. You can also keep up to date with all the goings on at Wesley via our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages by searching Wesley Methodist Church Reading or by visiting www.wesleychurchreading.org. We'd love to hear from you too. Maybe you'd like to be involved in an episode of Answers on a Podcast, please. Please do get in touch and see you next time.